I'm talking about our fucking Bible.
It's a religious book.
Yes, so should we in America be allowed? Is there anything wrong with a movie like The Passion of the Christ being made?
What?
Is there anything wrong about The Passion of the Christ being made as a movie?
I don't know the movie. I don't know, Pepper.
Okay, is it wrong for us to make a movie about the Bible?
Listen, making a movie about the Bible and the way you depict another group...
We depict it as it is depicted in the Bible.
I don't know about that, because that could go for all religious books, and there is some. You have to admit there is some things in there.
Where is it from?
You know, that's. I don't know if you want to.
Why should we not want to?
Oh, an eternal story that has never started.
By the way,
Before man had language, they had this story deep within their soul.
Why is everyone dogpiling Mixed? Give them some space, bro.
We're all trying to reject the existence of historical figures. I don't know why.
Yeah, because
they're not historical figures, dude.
Stories.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they just reject shit. They're just dumb. You're not a historical figure, see?
Yeah, I'm not. What exists? You're AI.
Well, who else do I have that referenced you in antiquity?
Daniel.
I mean, if someone referenced me in antiquity, that would be quite
Daniel, read the archetypes. Daniel, please.
But contemporary to me, yeah, several people would mention.
Yeah, you read it the other day. Mixed was in the room, getting flustered also then. This is the thing, right? When you don't take the freaking message of the message, instead you want to hold on to the messenger so much. So much
I don't know, you're talking
that your entire identity is tied. I mean, lineages are tied. This is where, like, worldviews come.
Yeah, it's just another poem. Fine.
I'm just saying, like...
No, you're not saying anything.
Did not come to
right? See, what I just said was saying something.
If accepted Jesus, this exclusivity would have gone. This is
More
what
fucking
the
poems.
Christian
Can
is
you
telling you.
have a clear thought?
Yeah, this is what the Christian is telling you. Jesus too was necessary. And yeah, you denied him. He came to say, love thy neighbor, because he wanted to eradicate...
You can be quiet. You don't have to say anything.
Whatever.
No. I love this. So we're saying Moses never existed and Islam's true? Or is that even possible?
Yeah.
No, none of the historical figures existed, and we are all living through stories which were developed roughly 50 years ago.
Because I'm gonna
the non-existence of an archetype doesn't mean that the whole religion is false.
Megatron, this isn't new.
Megatron is motivated. This is so
now it's
cute.
archetype.
Benny, can you tell me?
Listen, man, this isn't new, by the way. There are church fathers.
No. Why is the Exodus story in that book then?
Yeah,
Right,
so
many other
there
things
are several church fathers, specifically from the Alexandrian. Yeah.
You
So
make this
specifically,
now, Benny. I don't know why you're using church fathers.
I'll tell you why.
You like
Because
now.
okay, that's fine. I'll tell you why. There are several church fathers, specifically from the Alexandrian school, who took the Old Testament stories, specifically the Genesis, like first 5 book stories, and Joshua as like metaphorical. As
and these church fathers that took them literal.
Yes, that's true. So I'm saying that both are acceptable within Christianity. So you can have my position and still be a Christian. It's not problematic.
It's an honest position, what Benny has.
Exactly.
Oh wait, so can
And Muslims are probably gonna have a hard time.
And Muslims
I'm not gonna lie.
are...
Muslims never had this whole school of thought.
Yeah, they're doing it.
yeah,
The
this is
Muslims
why
are
they're
doing
done. So they're done. According to you,
Because of
just
the-
prove them.
Yeah, of course. Benny and I did it the other day, like in a room, back and forth.
So then
I'm sorry, you can't deny historical critical method. You can't
We're
deny
reading
if you don't take it the way Benny takes it, Islam doesn't collapse. If you take it the way Benny is taking it, like Christianity doesn't collapse, or Judaism doesn't collapse. If you take them physically and you say that these have to have been there for this to be true, yeah, then it collapses.
To be
Abadi, Kadir.
You're also motivated.
Just a second, Benny. I want to prove you're a heretic for a second.
We're gonna say
He's definitely a heretic, by the way. There's no way that the church fathers of Alexandria allow him to deny the historicity of the Exodus. It's a
The
total lie.
historicity doesn't mean that the story, the person doesn't have to exist, but the moral needs to exist, right? They need to show some sort of continuum from this truth principle. There are archetypes, such as Moses, that existed. We just don't have any evidence of Moses' existence as of now. Right? But we have enough of Jesus, we have enough of Muhammad. This doesn't mean all three are true or either one is true.
That was fun. Well, it lasted.
This doesn't mean Judaism falls.
This
This doesn't mean Judaism falls.
But we exist now. So that whole thing of him not existing was just for what? Why did we do all that?
We don't have evidence. There were archetypes such as him who came with this very similar message. Like Daniel read it out. Dude, Daniel.
No, he didn't.
Bring out your document. You
Nargis, I'm sure you were very
impressed
impressed when Daniel read a long list of different people that
stand for
referenced the
this for
character
all
named
religions,
Moses.
not
But
Judaism.
what you failed to do because you didn't actually care to listen to what he was saying was you never checked when the story started. You're lazy, Nargis. You accepted it as
look at the message.
all right, whatever. Where were those published?
I've had enough study on this. Okay, I can
But my
send you.
sister like that.
You have no idea. You don't know where to start.
I didn't put him in the audience. He moved himself.
Okay,
Again.
you himself on the other
That's how
side.
you threw me to the audience, and by the way, I didn't listen to what you said while I was down there.
That's
Yes.
fine. Okay, I apologize for doing that. That was inappropriate.
I'm just saying, like, whenever I'm in the audience,
This is not a collapsed
I don't
religion.
listen to what you guys are talking.
This is not a collapsed religion. This is to see through the truth of it and cherish it and value it for what it is. Yeah, some of the stories have been circulating from time immemorial, and these stories repeat themselves in different geographies. Euro's well aware of this, what I'm about to say. With the same moral of the story, people traveled, these stories kept circulating, names were different, storylines remained the same. This was interesting to the human psyche, and archetypes who came to change the state of their people often held to these stories and said, remember when this happened to this and that happened to that. This doesn't demolish the great value that the messenger, the archetype, whatever, the Lord was trying to do. It doesn't take away the principles of religion.
Yeah, and to Narda's point, like stories have certain values in terms of the underlying truths they are imparting to one. So getting overly stressed about the historical accuracy, you're sort of missing the point. So when you read the story of the three bears, right, or Goldilocks and the three bears, the question isn't, what year did this happen, and was there really these talking bears? Hopefully, you're able to.
Okay, what would you say is the most pressing question to understand the origin of that story, Euro?
What's that?
What? Okay, I'll tell you. Like, if you wanted to know the meaning and origin and true sense of the story of the three bears, you would first look at the date it was first published. You would then look at who is publishing it and who is accepting and reading it. Now, in the case of the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, I believe that was part of Grimm's, although I might be mistaken. But if it was Grimm's, then that means it was an oral tradition held down by German language and codified by the Grimm's brothers when they were grabbing the fairy tales of the locals of Germany and sort of carving German identity. That is the origin of the story. And you can then go into the folklore era and go further back. Again, just as an example. I don't know if Goldilocks is one of them.
No, I totally agree with you. But my point is, all I'm saying is, it's part of the historical analysis to look at, what's the history, what's the origins, etc.
And the publishing date.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you can get a lot out of the story irrespective of its historical origins, because there's something to the story. So when
the story is a thing unto itself, but in tracking the history of a story, you need a publishing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they don't deny that.
So I can read the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I can get a lot out of it without having to know, did this is...
What it is, what kind of building it is, and upon anything and just
I don't even know.